Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Jack Barkett, coming at you with a new staff spotlight, and I'm joined by the illustrious Josh Lanza.
Thanks, Jack. Hi there, folks. Josh Lanza here. I am the head coach of the Herkimer County Community College Esports Team, as well as a professor of Intro to Esports Management and Video Game Theory.
That's right. Very brand new major, only community college in the entire state that has that kind of major as of right now. Is that correct?
That is correct, Jack. We are the only one.
And how exactly did that come to be?
Well, it came to be through a number of ways. First of all, the administration here had a vision, right, for this program. And it was actually COVID, I think, that was really spurred this into action. Because as we know, when we were all sent home back in 2020, traditional sport just had to come to a screeching halt, right? But there was one kind of sport that actually could soldier on, and that was esports. So the college was hungry for something, anything that we could do to get our sports program to do something, right? And they looked at me as the advisor of the gaming club at the time, and they said, "What do you know about esports?" And I said, "Quite a bit." And I wanted to coach something, and it just so happened that Frank Japolsky, who was working in IT, also wanted to take a leadership role in the athletic side of things. So we got this team going. We started playing in the SUNY League, and then that was just schools in New York State. But Don Dutcher, our director of athletics, wanted to take it a step further and say, okay, let's get on the national stage. Let's get involved with the NJCAA, right? And then we said, yeah, well, we've got this Call of Duty team that we could get going. These couple guys, really strong Call of Duty players. We'd like to put them forward. And wouldn't you know, in that first season of Call of Duty, in the national stage, the NJCAA, we win a national championship in true general style. And
That's what we do.
that is what we do. And it kind of went on from there, that we looked at and said, we want to keep doing this. We want to keep working in this direction. And then a professor by the name of Steve Boucher and a dean called Bill McDonald came along and said, there could be an academic component to this. Okay, we looked at a model by SUNY Canton, okay, a school in up north, Canton, New York, about 2.5 hours away from here.
Shout out to SUNY Canton. My buddy goes there.
Shout out to SUNY Canton, indeed. They definitely paved the way for an academic possibility. We could start here, 2-year degree, work our way into SUNY Canton, into this burgeoning field called esports, because Steve Boucher is actually a professor of business here. He realizes the business opportunities that are out there in something like esports, okay? And he said, what if we made it like a business degree, but we sprinkle some esports related classes in, right? And that way we can work on things like event management, right? We can work on things like if you wanted to go out and coach a team, if you wanted to work in another aspect like physical fitness. Most people don't think about that, but a lot of esports athletes, if you want to be successful, you have to be physically fit as well, right? A healthy body gives you a healthy mind. Healthy mind means you're making better choices in games. So nutritionists and fitness experts and all sorts of different things that we wouldn't normally think about being related to video game culture are actually part of the esports culture. In esports as well, we saw the value in the humanities, how characters are created, how stories are written. These all come into play with esports games, believe it or not. Even the music that they choose in certain games helps promote the zeitgeist of a game, and it helps marketing and sales for it, right?
And that's all stuff you're going to be going over in the new class, the video game theory, right?
That's right. I'm going to be teaching a brand new class this spring. We're going to be doing all that stuff. We're going to be looking at shows like Arcane, which is based on League of Legends. We're going to be looking at Castlevania, which is a classic video game way, way back, over 30 years old now.
That's
right.
But
they got an anime made out of it. There was a TV show. There's people who have never picked up a gaming controller in their life who said, wow, I really love the Castlevania show. I like Dracula. Maybe I will give this game a try.
Not too far off from my experience. I've never played a Castlevania game, but I'm the biggest fan of the show. That show is incredible.
Right. And even so, that still promotes everything surrounding Castlevania, right?
Exactly.
You might get some Castlevania merchandise. You might not even pick up the game, but that's not the goal of these things, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. So there's a lot of things surrounding gaming culture that we're also going to be teaching in video game theory. I hope to see you there, maybe, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 9 to 10 o'clock, all spring.
I'd hope to be able to. I hope I can.
So, yeah, that's really how it came into being, Jack.
Yeah.
And now we have an academic major along with our athletic component, right? They kind of
That's
go
right.
hand in hand. Just to be clear for those listening at home, you don't necessarily have to be on the varsity team in order to be part of our academic major. You can do
Exactly.
one or the other.
Yeah. So what were some of your favorite games growing up? Like just sort of like not in the context of like esports or
Mhm.
competitive gaming or in
Yeah.
this whole like esports management stuff.
Yeah.
What do you like to play when you have free time?
Yeah, that's something I really tried to work on in recent days, Jack. I remember when I was at a seminar for esports directors, right? People who were trying to run an esports program. There was a person at a college I actually can't remember the name of right now, but he was basically said, I'm so committed to esports, I've never played a campaign mode in my life. And that was just a very odd flex to me. Like, congratulations, sir. That's all what is, I mean,
Same energy as the guys behind the Halo TV show saying they never played the games.
I don't know. It's like, I think there could be a healthy balance, right?
Yeah.
For me, it started with Donkey Kong Country on the
Right.
Super Nintendo. That was my game that really hooked me. My introduction to esports was Super Smash Bros. Melee on the GameCube, and I became a Smash Bros. Fanatic after that. But there was also story modes. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, also on the GameCube. That was a game I used to unwind. When it came to more modern times, the Dark Souls series is one that I gravitate towards, as well as all those Soulsborne games like Bloodborne, Elden Ring. Those games that the story isn't necessarily right in your face, but you can get involved in the lore if you take the time and look around and
Right.
kind of piece together the lore over time. Those stories are great. Also, Persona 5 was one I really liked to unwind as a Japanese RPG, a role-playing game where, you kind of go through the life of a Japanese high school student, and that's an interesting game, and it ties in as well to our esports because Joker, the main character of that series, he's in Super Smash Brothers as well.
He's the villain of our live streams as of right now.
The Joker?
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, that's true because Joker ended our playoff run.
He
Didn't
did.
He's a tough character to play against,
Yeah.
isn't he?
I've seen that.
But he's a fun character to play as in his home game as well.
I imagine. But the comeback in season 2 of esports is going to be crazy.
That's what we're hoping for. More development and more enrollment is on the horizon. It's now that we can finally tour people through our new esports facility. We haven't even mentioned that to the folks at home yet. We have a brand new top of the line esports facility right across the hall from where we are recording here. And we're hoping to get more people up there, more of the local community involved, tournaments and, getting local high schools, creating that pipeline from a young age, right? Because when it was me, right, I'm playing in my parents' basement, right? I'm on Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, right? I'm on Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles on the GameCube, but it was just me, right?
Yeah.
And my brothers. I have 3 younger brothers as well. So we all, I'm going to say took turns, but that wasn't always accurate, right? So we forced ourselves to take turns. We'll say that.
Yep.
On the GameCube and such. But that was it. There was no team atmosphere, right? We're trying to create that team atmosphere from a young age, so when they come through the college and they get that sense of being on a team, just like you don't have to tell people on the baseball or basketball team here what it means to be on the team.
Right.
Okay, they already know that from a young age. Unfortunately, we didn't have that kind of fostering growing up, so now we really have to hammer it in on the esports side of things. But I think in time that's going to kind of give way as this becomes more socially acceptable and more part of other high school curriculums as well.
Right. Yeah. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Jack, and I hope that other people will be out there catching us. We're going to be at the Street Fighter 6 playoffs. We're going to be playing some Street Fighter right here at the Esports Center, 6 o'clock Thursday, and then it's on to next season.
Next season's going to be crazy.
All right, and video game theory, too.
Yeah.
An exciting new class. Yeah. So thank you all.
Thank you.